Okay, so I'm also going to do number 15 from this section, just to illustrate how important it can be to make sure that you include what we call missing terms when you're doing division. So if you remember last time, the last problem that I did, we had a polynomial that had an x cubed term, and then an x squared term, and then an x term, and then just a constant. Well, this one, so we're going to write our problem. We've got x minus 1, that goes on the outside. And then the stuff on top is what would go on the inside. But, if you'll note, this goes directly from an x cubed term to a constant. So when you're doing these problems, it will benefit you greatly using this long division method if you put in the missing terms by using 0. So what I mean by that, so we have the x cubed term. We don't have an x squared term, so I'm going to say plus 0 x squared. And then I'm going to do it again because I also don't have an x term, so I'm going to do plus 0x. And then I do have a constant out there, minus 1. So the reason that we do that is so that we can continue to work the problems the way we did last time. If you're missing these middle terms, it is really easy to get confused and to lose track of where you are in the problem. So again, I'm going to do this one just like I did the last problem. I'm going to divide x cubed by x. So of course this x cancels out with one of these. So the first term is going to be x squared. I do my multiplication. X squared times x is of course x cubed. And then x squared times negative 1, which is negative x squared. And again, I'm going to subtract everything on this line from the terms above it. So when I do that, I'm going to change my signs in here and then make that a plus. So these cancel. And I have 0x squared, which is technically 0, plus x squared. So my answer is just a single x squared. And then I'm going to bring down my next term. Repeat my process. Divide this term by this. I'm sorry, divide this term by this. Backwards, so x squared divided by x. Of course, this is canceling with one of these. So the answer is going to be just a positive x. Again, do my multiplication. This x times this terms out in front. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 1 is negative 1x. And I'm subtracting all of this. So I'm going to change my signs on the inside here, make that a plus. These cancel each other out. 0 plus 1x is going to give me 1x. Bring down my negative 1. And again, last step, divide this by this term out in front. So 1x divided by x. And this 1 is totally superfluous. It doesn't need to be there, but if you like to have the 1 in, feel free to use it. This x is going to cancel with that x, so my answer is just going to be positive 1. Again, do my multiplication. 1 times x is, of course, 1x. And then 1 times negative 1 is, of course, negative 1. I'm subtracting all of this. So I'm going to change my signs in here, make that a plus. Add these two together, that's going to be 0, obviously. We want those to cancel. Negative 1 plus positive 1 is also 0. So this is a problem that does not have a remainder, and your final answer is going to be just this polynomial up on top here. Please let me know if you have any questions.